Have you ever paused to consider whether moving into a nursing home is truly the best decision as you grow older? It's a question many of us face as we contemplate our future or the care of aging loved ones. While many believe that, when the time comes, a nursing home is the safest, most sensible option, there are hidden risks that often go unexamined. Risks that could make life more difficult instead of easier. Nursing homes are designed to provide essential care, but the trade-offs often come at a significant cost, both emotionally and financially. From the loss of independence to mounting emotional struggles and hidden financial burdens, there are far-reaching consequences that are seldom discussed before a decision is made. In this video, we will shed light on 7 key reasons why moving into a nursing home may not be the most ideal choice for you or your loved ones. Whether you're planning ahead for your own future or helping someone navigate their options, it's crucial to understand what's truly at stake. Many seniors find themselves feeling trapped, isolated, and worse off than before, simply because they didn't know these potential pitfalls beforehand. Stick with us through the end, as the information you gain here could alter the way you view aging and long-term care. If you've ever felt uncertain about what might be best for your loved one, or even for yourself, this video will offer you the insight needed to make an informed, confident choice about your future. Let's dive into it. Financial burden. The hidden cost of care, the financial burden of moving into a nursing home, can come as a shock to many families. While these institutions are designed to provide meals, medical care, and assistance with daily activities, the reality is that their costs are often far higher than most people expect. Many assume that Medicare will cover these expenses, but in truth, it only covers short-term rehabilitation, not long-term care. For most, this means paying out of pocket until they qualify for Medicaid, an application process that requires individuals to deplete much of their personal assets. This can be financially devastating, especially for those who've worked tirelessly to build savings for their retirement. Nursing home fees can range from several $1,000s a month to more than $100,000 per year, depending on the location and type of care needed. Add to that hidden charges, such as additional fees for private rooms, special diets, physical therapy, and personal care items, and the total cost can quickly become overwhelming. Many families find themselves blindsided by these unforeseen expenses, draining savings that were intended for a comfortable future. Moreover, the financial burden doesn't end with direct care costs. In some cases, a senior may lose control over their finances entirely. If deemed incapable of managing their own affairs, a legal guardian or the nursing home may take over decision-making responsibilities. This loss of autonomy can leave seniors feeling like their financial resources are no longer their own. Richard, for instance, was 80 when he moved into a nursing home after suffering a fall. Although he had saved for retirement, he soon realized that his savings were being quickly depleted, not only by basic care fees, but also by unexpected charges. By the time he understood the full scope of his financial drain, he was left with few options and a sense of helplessness. When considering a nursing home, it's crucial to understand these potential financial consequences. While alternatives like in-home care, assisted living, or shared housing may provide the support seniors need at a fraction of the cost, once your money is gone, it's difficult to regain financial independence. Increased loneliness and depression. The hidden emotional struggles, a common misconception, is that moving into a nursing home will help combat loneliness, as residents are surrounded by other people. Unfortunately, this isn't always the case. Many seniors who move into nursing homes report feeling more isolated than ever before. While you may be surrounded by other residents, it doesn't necessarily lead to the kind of emotional connection that people need to thrive. The lack of meaningful relationships can make an already difficult transition feel even more alienating. In nursing homes, there may be scheduled group activities, but they often fail to foster deep, genuine friendships. Mobility issues, hearing loss, cognitive decline, or even simple personality mismatches can make it difficult to connect with fellow residents. Even for those who do manage to form bonds, these relationships may not be the same as the ones they had with lifelong friends or family. The result is that many residents feel disconnected despite being in a communal environment. Another challenge contributing to emotional isolation is the limited frequency of family visits. At first, families may visit frequently, but over time, visits often become less regular. Relatives may live far away, have busy schedules, or assume that their loved one is well cared for, so they stop visiting as often. This can lead to long stretches of time when the only companionship a resident has is from staff or fellow residents. While phone calls and video chats can help, they often fail to replicate the warmth of in-person interaction. Take Carol, for example. At 78, Carol was very active socially. She had a tight-knit group of friends and a supportive network of neighbors. However, when she moved into a nursing home, she found herself surrounded by unfamiliar faces and a structured routine that lacked the social richness she had enjoyed. Despite being in the company of others, she found herself feeling isolated, with fewer meaningful conversations and connections. This loss of familiar relationships and routine led to feelings of depression that she never anticipated. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness can have serious consequences on physical and mental health. It can increase the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even shorten a person's lifespan. Social interaction is not a luxury. It's a necessity. The lack of emotional connection and support in a nursing home can significantly detract from the overall well-being of seniors. Decline in physical health. The consequences of inactivity. Another common belief is that moving into a nursing home will help seniors stay healthier, as they will have access to regular medical care and assistance. However, what many people don't realize is that nursing homes can actually contribute to physical decline rather than preventing it. While nursing homes provide basic medical care, they don't always encourage the kind of daily movement and physical activity that seniors need to maintain their strength, mobility, and independence. A lack of movement is one of the biggest contributing factors to physical deterioration in nursing homes. Many residents spend large portions of their day sitting, whether in a chair, wheelchair, or bed. Unlike living at home, where daily tasks like cooking, cleaning, and walking around naturally keep people moving, nursing homes often follow structured schedules that don't prioritize physical activity. As a result, muscles weaken, joints become stiff, and balance worsens, leading to an increased risk of falls and injuries. Personalized exercise programs are often lacking in many facilities. While some nursing homes may offer group exercise classes, they're typically not tailored to the specific needs of each individual resident. Seniors may require targeted strength training, flexibility exercises, or balance work to maintain their physical health. Without these personalized programs, they may experience rapid declines in their physical abilities, making even simple tasks like standing up or walking short distances more challenging. Nutrition is another critical factor. While nursing homes provide meals, the quality and nutritional content can be subpar. Some facilities offer processed, high-sodium, or low-protein meals that don't meet the specific dietary needs of older adults. A lack of proper nutrition can contribute to fatigue, muscle weakness, and slower healing from injuries, all of which can accelerate physical decline. Consider James, for instance. At 82, James was active and independent, regularly exercising and cooking his own meals. After a minor surgery, he moved into a nursing home, thinking he would receive the proper care to help him recover. However, he found himself spending long hours sitting, eating meals that didn't provide the nutrients he needed, and getting little encouragement to move. Within months, his mobility had declined so much that he needed a walker, something he had never used before. High risk of neglect or mistreatment. The dangers lurking beneath, perhaps one of the most alarming hidden risks of nursing homes, is the potential for neglect or mistreatment. Despite the assumption that nursing homes provide consistent, high-quality care, the reality is that many facilities are understaffed, overworked, and unable to provide the level of attention that each resident needs. When staff members are spread too thin, the quality of care deteriorates, and residents may experience delayed assistance, unaddressed medical concerns, or even neglect. One of the most troubling risks is the delayed response times to requests for help. In a nursing home, residents don't have the immediate access to assistance that they would have if they lived at home. Whether it's needing help to use the restroom, get out of bed, or even drink a glass of water, the wait for assistance can be long. In some cases, residents report waiting hours for help, which can lead to discomfort, frustration, and even medical complications. In addition to delayed responses, many nursing homes fail to meet basic care needs. Staff members are often responsible for a large number of residents, making it difficult for them to provide individualized care. Basic activities like personal hygiene, medication management, and medical checkups can be neglected, leading to a range of health issues for residents. When people think about nursing homes, many assume that the facility will provide constant care, always ensuring residents are well taken care of. After all, these are places where trained professionals are supposed to look after you, right? But what you may not know is that many nursing homes are understaffed and overworked, leaving them unable to deliver the level of care they promise. And while the staff members may have the best intentions, this reality can lead to delays in assistance, unmet medical needs, and in the worst-case scenario, outright neglect. Consider this. Many nursing homes have a high caregiver-to-resident ratio, which means that staff members may not be able to respond quickly to every need. Basic care, such as personal hygiene, timely medication administration, or even simple human interactions, can fall by the wayside. If a resident is unable to speak up for themselves or lacks the mental clarity to advocate for their needs, they can end up going without care for extended periods, leaving them vulnerable and frustrated. In more severe cases, the result can be mistreatment. Stress and burnout can take their toll on caregivers, and this can sometimes lead to residents being ignored, treated harshly, or even handled roughly. Unfortunately, reports of emotional, physical, and even financial abuse have surfaced more often than anyone would want to admit. These situations can deeply affect a person's dignity, self-esteem, and overall health. Sadly, many families don't realize what's happening until it's too late, which only adds to the trauma. Take the story of Helen, a 79-year-old woman who moved into a nursing home, expecting the attentive care she'd been promised. But she quickly realized that the level of service she was receiving varied wildly. Some days, her requests for help were answered right away. Other days, she found herself waiting for hours just to get assistance with something as simple as using the restroom. The inconsistency in care left her feeling neglected and forgotten, an experience she never imagined she'd face, especially in a place that was supposed to provide her with comfort and safety. It's important to remember that not all nursing homes are alike, and not every facility falls short of care standards. However, it is crucial to do your due diligence when researching any nursing home or long-term care facility. Ask about staffing levels, read reviews, and talk to current or former residents' families. You need to be proactive in ensuring that the facility you choose is genuinely equipped to care for your loved one's needs. Because once you're there, it's much harder to make changes. Number 5, the loss of independence. One of the most significant emotional and psychological burdens that many seniors experience when moving into a nursing home is the gradual but overwhelming loss of independence. For most of us, our independence is something we cherish deeply. Whether it's choosing what time to wake up, deciding when and what to eat, or simply the freedom to move about our home without asking for permission, it's easy to take these freedoms for granted. But once you step into a nursing home, those small but essential freedoms can start to fade away. At a nursing home, your daily life is often dictated by the facility's schedule. You might be woken up at a set time, meals are served at specific hours with little room for variation, and your day is structured by the activities or care routines chosen by the staff. These simple shifts in your routine may seem minor at first, but for someone who has spent decades managing their own life, these restrictions can feel suffocating. Take Robert, for example, a man who had enjoyed living independently well into his 80s. After a fall, his family convinced him to move into a nursing home for safety reasons. What he didn't anticipate was how much he would miss the small freedoms he once had. The ability to decide when to eat, the freedom to go outside for fresh air whenever he wanted, or simply enjoying his favorite foods became things of the past. Instead, Robert found himself waiting for permission for basic activities. This loss of control left him feeling disoriented and, over time, emotionally distressed. For many people, losing the ability to make simple decisions can erode their sense of self-worth and autonomy. If maintaining your independence is important to you or your loved one, it's worth considering alternatives like assisted living communities, in-home healthcare services, or shared housing with a caregiver. These options offer support while still allowing you to make decisions for yourself, thus preserving your sense of autonomy. Number 6. The painful loss of familiar surroundings and personal identity when you move into a nursing home. One of the most emotionally taxing aspects is leaving behind your home. Your home is not just a place where you live. It holds your memories, your routine, and perhaps most importantly, your sense of self. The comfort of waking up in your own bed, sitting in your favorite chair, or sipping coffee in a familiar kitchen can't be overstated. These simple, daily moments contribute to a feeling of stability and identity that can be incredibly difficult to replicate in a nursing home. Once you move into a nursing home, the environment becomes foreign. You're often living in a smaller space, shared with a roommate, surrounded by sterile, impersonal furniture. You no longer have the freedom to decorate your space with items that bring you comfort, like family photos or sentimental keepsakes. Your sense of home, which has likely provided you with emotional security for years, starts to slip away. And it's not just the space that changes. Your routine is upended. Gone are the days of deciding what you want to do with your time. In a nursing home, activities are often scheduled and may not align with your interests. Eleanor's story illustrates this struggle perfectly. At 83, Eleanor had lived in the same house for more than 40 years. She knew every neighbor, had a garden she loved, and spent her evenings knitting blankets for her grandchildren. But once she moved into a nursing home, all of that changed. Her room felt tiny and impersonal. She couldn't access her beloved garden, and she no longer had space to continue her knitting hobby. The emotional toll was devastating, and she felt like she was losing touch with the person she had always been. The loss of personal identity isn't just a matter of losing your favorite chair. It's a deep psychological loss that can leave individuals feeling like they've disappeared from their own lives. For many, it's not just the absence of familiar things. It's the absence of meaning and purpose. Number 7. Limited control over medical and end-of-life decisions. One of the most significant and deeply concerning aspects of moving into a nursing home is the potential loss of control over your own medical care and end-of-life decisions. For many people, managing their healthcare choices is a deeply personal and important part of their life. When you live at home, you can choose your doctors, make decisions about treatments, and plan for the future in a way that aligns with your values and wishes. But in a nursing home, many of these decisions are taken out of your hands. Nursing homes often have a strict set of policies when it comes to medical care, and these policies may not always reflect your personal desires. Because the medical staff is responsible for a large number of residents, it's difficult for them to offer the personalized care that you may have become accustomed to. In some cases, decisions about your health care, including medications and treatments, may be made without fully discussing alternatives with you. Moreover, nursing homes sometimes have policies regarding end-of-life care that might conflict with your wishes. In some cases, families are pressured into making decisions based on what's easiest for the facility rather than what's in the best interest of the individual. What's more, if a nursing home determines that a resident is no longer able to make medical decisions for themselves, the facility may appoint a legal guardian to oversee their care. This can lead to situations where decisions about your life and health are made by someone who doesn't fully understand your wishes. Consider Harold's case. At 84, Harold had made careful plans for his future health care, outlining his wishes for medical treatments, including advanced directives for his end-of-life care. But after suffering a stroke, his ability to make decisions was questioned, and a guardian was appointed. He quickly found himself receiving treatments that didn't align with his wishes, and he couldn't refuse medications that made him feel worse. Despite all the planning he had done, his voice was no longer being heard. For many seniors, retaining control over their medical decisions is a critical part of maintaining dignity and autonomy. If this is important to you, it's essential to consider alternatives to nursing homes, like in-home care, that allow you to maintain more control over your health and final decisions. Final thoughts as we've explored. Moving into a nursing home may seem like the safest option for some seniors, but it's crucial to understand the hidden risks that come with it. From financial strain and emotional isolation to losing independence, personal identity, and control over medical decisions, Nursing homes can have profound and long-lasting effects on one's quality of life. But the good news is that there are other options available. Home health care, assisted living, and shared housing with a caregiver can offer the support you need while allowing you to retain control over your life and decisions. If you or your loved ones are considering a nursing home, take the time to explore all your options. Plan ahead, ask questions, and be sure that the choice you make supports the life you want to live. Aging is not just about surviving. It's about continuing to live with dignity, purpose, and choice. Thank you for joining us in this important conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Please leave a comment below and share what you've learned and how you plan to apply it to your life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us create more valuable content that aims to inform and inspire. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.